This odd looking thing is the Citroen Ami buggy, and it's going to be the weirdest EV in the world ever. Now it's based on the already odd Ami, but they've turned it into this kind of lifestyle-y, go anywhere, beachy vehicle. It's just a concept for now, but depending on people's reaction to it, Citroen could make this thing available to buy as a limited edition. Now in this video I'm going to talk you through all the upgrades over the standard Ami, through some of the features, and of course I'm going to drive it, which will involve me launching it with my specialist timing gear here from 0 to some miles an hour. Though I don't think the guy who's looking after it from Citroen is too happy about that. But I don't care because I'm Matt Watson and you're watching CarWow.
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start off by talking about the design of this Ami buggy. I'm going to begin at the back here because, well, I could actually begin at the front, couldn't I? Because, you know, the Ami, the back panel is just the same as the front panel because they did that to save money. However, on this Ami buggy, the car does look more like it's going in one direction. Story of my life. Anyway, so what we've got at the back here are some special covers over the brake lights so that when you're going off-road you don't somehow chip them. It also has this hammer effect paint, a bit like what you have on the engine intake panel on a Ferrari, though I don't know why you'd have a hammered effect on plastic, because if you hammer plastic it's just going to crack, isn't it? But really at the back that's pretty much all the changes. Oh, and you have this more pronounced Citroen badge and black cladding, which you can actually get on the normal Ami as a styling upgrade. Here at the side, the most obvious change to the Ami buggy are the big knobbly off-road tyres and the gold steel wheels. You've also got some extended wheel arches. Then there's the missing door. Though it's not entirely missing, it's just reduced slightly to a door that is really pointless, because look, press this and it turns off a magnet there which keeps the door shut and you can get in and out. Although I think Citroen, I'm going to be fine to just step over this and get in. I'm not. Anyway, you've then got this section here, more on that later, but that could quite easily get covered in dirt if you're driving along off-road. There are these protective metal bars here to just, you know, if you go over rocks and stuff, although I'm sure you'll probably bottom out because the wheelbase is quite short and there's not much ground clearance. Oh, and I've got to show you this, look. Because you haven't got a door, you've now got a mirror here, and it's actually been 3D printed this, so I better be careful with it, because if I break it, it's very expensive to make a new one. And then you might be wondering what this is all about. So we've got a positive sign there, so I imagine there's a negative sign on the other side, because obviously positive minus electricity, there's not. It's just there. Positive. The reason why that feature is there is because normally on the Ami you would have the door here and then there's a little kind of recess for you to get to the door handle, so they've had to fill it in, and they did it that with it. That. Here at the front, one of the most obvious differences is this bull bar down here, though it's kind of flimsy. I think I would do more damage to it than it would do to me, so I'd say it's more of a bull bar. Another feature is this front spoiler. Yeah, it's a bit like the peak on a cap. You know, it's making it all urban, isn't it? Anyway, you also get some protective covers for the lights, just like at the back. But unlike the back, you've got a different paint finish. This is matte. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Anything that's matte is cool. It's a fact. Now, these additions make the car seem, once again, more like it's going in one direction. You know, it's what makes it beautiful. Here on the inside there is a theme involving the colour yellow. Basically anything that's coloured yellow has a use. For instance, you've got a yellow surround for the speedometer, you've got a yellow cup holder here, you have the yellow storage areas here, which actually feel a lot nicer and more substantial than the cheapy plasticky rubbery ones you get in the normal Ami. And then you've got this yellow bar here where you can probably attach things like GoPros to when you're filming your driving pieces to camera. Also, you've got a yellow cup holder here, once again feels more expensive than the one in the standard Ami, and a new phone holder here which has a little yellow handle to it where you can actually look. You can move it in like that and you can use it to talk to your passengers to get information out of them. Like, all right, yes, it was me that forgot to charge the car overnight. Big change though, these yellow seats. So look, really super squidgy and comfortable. And then numbered 1 or number 2. Another thing is this, look. Oh yes, you're thinking, oh finally they're putting an airbag in the Ami. They haven't put an airbag in the AMI, they've put a bum bag in the AMI. Look, you can remove it like that and put things in it, and that's where it can go through your belt. Bum bag, not airbag. That's obviously much better in a crash than an airbag. The final yellow coloured thing is down here, so you've got a storage area and this bag which you can take to the beach with you, or actually you can use it for something else. Look, it stores this. Actually, it's quite hard to get out. I'm going to nip out the card to show you exactly what is in here, all right? What was rolled up in that bag was one of these. Look, a removable door panel, which are there in case it, handy, they give you a little illustration there so you know what it's for, in case it rains. If it's not raining, you can open the window like this. So it actually opens better than the door on the normal AMI, so you get a bit more air in there. This is obviously going to flap around when you're going at this car's maximum velocity. Another thing I want to show you are these bags here. These carry bags, which essentially they're for your beach stuff really, so you can keep them on the outside of the car, but these are just filled with foam padding to make them look full. All good. Another thing that's different than the standard AMI is this, the charge port. So rather than being like hidden in a recess there, look, it's just there, charge port. Though this one isn't actually connected to the battery because it's a concept car. If you want to charge this one up, you have to do some thingy underneath it to connect to the battery itself. But it wouldn't be like that for production, it'd be like this, which is very nice. Should we drive it? Let's drive it. Oh, before we do, if you're thinking about selling a car, you can now sell it through carwow. All you have to do is upload some images of your car, give a brief description, and our dealers will bid on your car to make sure you get a good price for it. If you want to do that now, click on the pop-out banner up there, or follow the link in the description below. Alternatively, you can do that at a later date by simply Googling "wow me carwow" and we'll wow you. A bit like how this little AMI buggy is wowing me. The last thing to talk about are the changes to the roof. So here we have a big spoiler, which at the AMI's top speed of 28 miles an hour should provide about 3 or 4 grams of downforce. Then there's this spare wheel here on the roof. And moving along, you've got these roof bars here, which seem to be finished in a Jackson Pollock inspired paint scheme. Finally though, we come to this, the light bar, which is very illuminating, and you know I can use it to just just mess with my cameraman's exposure. You enjoying that, Lewis? Go on, keep up. Come on, can you get the exposure right? Come on, you know, we'll have it on, off. Once again, this makes the whole vehicle look more one-directional than the standard AMI. Okay, let's launch this thing. So I've got my specialist timing gear here. I'm going to measure this AMI buggy from 0 to 10 miles an hour. Because it's a concept car, I'm not allowed to go any quicker. Also, I'm only driving it in Citroen's car park. But this is sort of like the environment that a buggy like this would be driving. Anyway, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, launch. Let's try again, but with it in drive. 3, 2, 1, launch. Oh, I've dropped my window bag. There we go, look at that. Whoa, let's brake. Oh, the brakes, no, the brakes are rubbish. 0 to 10 miles an hour in 1.7 seconds. Look, we've got a result here. My window needs to wedge back up in there. There we go. Right, so you've got the same 8 horsepower electric motor as a standard AMI, 40 newton meters of torque, just like the normal AMI. You've got a 5.5 kilowatt hour battery, which will give you a range of around 50 miles, apparently. So, what does the buggy feel like? Well, you can feel the knobbly tines, but one of the problems with them, this being a concept car, yeah, you can't turn it too tightly because those wheels then rub a little bit on the wheel arches. So obviously for production you'd have more sensible tyres, so I'm going to have to do a multi-point turn. Right, can't turn the wheel more than that. But I mean, concept cars, eh? What are they like? Right, here we go, drive. Can we go? Yeah. No, there we go, it's rubbing there. Let's, oh God, onto the brakes. Not great. Thankfully top speed's only 28 miles an hour, so now I can always jump out if I need to. I can see behind me, that's one good thing about this car. You're so close to the back window, you know exactly where you're going. Oh God, there it is. Oh God. No power steering, but yeah, you don't really need it. This thing's just so light. Should we do another launch? Probably shouldn't, but I probably will. It's a bit more uphill, a bit more taxing for it. Let's go again. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. That fell down again. 1.76 seconds this time to 10 miles an hour. Oh my gosh, this is really exciting, isn't it? Do you know what? It feels quite cool just like driving around in this thing. I really like all the colour schemes and the extra bits that this buggy has fitted to it. And I know it looks good on the outside. Good in a slightly weird, quirky way, but still good. You know, the Ami, it's in many ways very, very but it's also charming. And this is the most charming Ami. I hope they make it. In fact, to encourage Citroën to make it, I'll put a pinned comment and you can just vote on there, give it a like to show them that you want them to make this, if for no other reasons than, you know, it's just Citroën being quirky Citroën again, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm just going to test the suspension out over this speed. The last thing to do, because this car doesn't really have great suspension. It's the same as the normal Ami. I'm just going to go over it now. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. And there's the normal Ami. This one definitely looks better, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to watch some other videos, click on those windows there. And if you click on that box there, you can go to carwow to sell your car. Just upload some photos, brief description, and our dealers will bid on your car to make sure you get a good price for it.